Usually when you're dyslexic, you're the only one. and I've never been in a group with this many kids that have exactly what I have. And so I'm pretty excited to see this. I follow you guys on Twitter and on Facebook, and I see these different things out there, and it's neat to be a small part of what you're doing, and I'm glad to see that you've created some friendships here and some kind of group parenting going on there, sharing advice. You can kind of see that sort of thing happening. It's pretty special, because what we've got is not always easy, is it? Not always easy, but a lot of things aren't easy, and that's okay. The beauty of what's happened with me is, man, did I struggle. And when I say struggle, I mean struggled. I went to 3 elementary schools, 1 junior high, and 2 different high schools. Actually 4 elementary schools. I kept getting kicked out. I kept getting kicked out because something was wrong with me. I was a behavioral problem. I didn't listen very well. Come to find out, I'm dyslexic. And so I needed lots of help. And at that point in time, when you're a kid, raise your hand if you're afraid to ask for help. Raise your hand, it's okay. Most of you will be. I was, and to this day I still am, but I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better and better at it as I go. It's hard to ask for help because it makes you feel different, doesn't it? If no one else is asking for help, but you are, it makes you feel kind of funny. And as you get older, you start to get over that a little bit. You don't mind asking all the questions or saying, hey, I need some help, or can I get some guidance this direction? So my story, they didn't know what I had. They didn't know what my issues were, but they knew that I could memorize things if I heard them. They knew that if I read it, things were no good. Who can memorize things they hear? A little bit? Who memorizes what they read? Yep. That's me too. I'm very fortunate. If I get to hear it, I can remember it. And so I went through testing in about 3rd grade. It was my 3rd elementary school. and they put me in classes, special education classes, and I didn't really belong in there. And they let me retake some tests, but they let me take the tests where I had a reader. Do any of you have a reader that helps you with your tests? Very good. The reader was very important. The reader helped me out tremendously. They let me retake tests with the reader, and then they put me in normal classes with the other kids, if you want to call them normal. But they put me in the other classes, or the typical classes, with other kids. But then they just started to give me a little bit of guidance along the way. I had to use things like graph paper. I couldn't use plain white sheets of paper because my words would run off the page onto the desk. Graph paper kind of helped me a little bit. I actually went through a phase. Is anyone here sensitive to light? I'm just curious. Like sunlight, bright lights? Raise your hand if you are. I am. There was a company in California that flew me out to test glasses, colored lenses, for kids that were dyslexic. And it was supposed to help, and boy, I was excited. And so I go out to California and I get these new glasses, and it helped. I could see when I was looking at a book, the page on the book, the words would stay in place longer. Because my words, the way my dyslexia works, is you read top to bottom, left to right. And my words would run together like this. So the word the, T-H-E, they look like this. It's not separated. There's not a T, there's not a H, there's not a E. They're on top of one another. So I have to kind of translate and figure out what letters are supposed to go where. And by the time I would figure that out, I really couldn't tell you what word I just read, because it took too long trying to put it in place. Well, the glasses kind of helped. And when I first would look at a piece of paper and the words on the paper, it was okay, I could kind of see it. And then anywhere between 3 and 10 minutes in, I'd lose it. I couldn't see it anymore. I didn't know what it was. Everything was moving all over, and I eventually had to stop using them. But what's interesting, all through school it was hard. It was very, very difficult. And I struggled, and I had good friends. I had a great family. It's so great to see your families here supporting you. I can't say enough about that. Gosh, when I was your age, being dyslexic was a very foreign thing. It was I don't want to say it was new because it wasn't new, but they didn't know what to do with me. Yeah, they had absolutely no idea. And now there's programs and things like this that you guys can get involved in. And I wish I would have had it when I was your age. I think this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And my story goes a little bit like this. I was very fortunate. I found this game. I found golf. And golf was kind of my out. School was so hard, but golf gave me success in life. Raise your hand if you're really good at something. Okay, what is it you're really good at? Fishing? Hockey? What are you really good at? Hockey? I love it. What are you good at? Fishing? Hockey? Baseball. And we got a lot of hockey players here. You play hockey? Yeah. I'm just checking. What are you really good at? Hockey? What else? Anyone? What are you really good at?
Basketball and soccer.
Yeah? Good.
Baseball and basketball.
Baseball and basketball. Isn't it fun to have something you're really good at? Makes you feel good, doesn't it? That's what golf did for me. For whatever reason, when I started playing golf, I was told by the experts that I wouldn't be very good at golf because it's a small ball sport. Wouldn't be very good at it. And I noticed as I've gotten older, I like to be told I can't do something. I will find a way to do it. My wife will attest to that, who's over there. And they told me golf wasn't going to be good for me. So my stepdad, is a golf pro. And he got me started playing golf. And when I first started, I wasn't very good. And when you first started playing soccer, were you really, really good? No. When you first started fishing, were you really good at it? When you first started playing hockey, were you really good at it? No. You had to get better, right? But all of a sudden, you kind of figured it out. And you could do something maybe that other kids couldn't do, right? You kind of figured it out. You got good at something, which makes you feel good. So when I was going through school, especially in high school, again, school was difficult, but that golf gave me the confidence to go deal with the stuff that was hard to deal with. Taking the math test or the American history test or, well, let's face it, any test. And it made it worthwhile. That success I had on the golf course made it worthwhile for me to want to keep going to school, to want to get better, to want to keep trying, to want to keep asking questions. And it's important to do that. All of a sudden, in high school, I was an athlete. I became kind of a cool kid, if you will, as much as you can be a cool kid playing golf. Because let's face it, golf is really not quite as cool as, say, hockey or football or baseball, but it was still pretty cool. And I could perform something, and I was good at it. So golf gave me an out that some kids don't get. And it's incredible here to find out what you guys are good at because it makes the tough times easier. You need that in your life. It's very, very important to have that. I can't emphasize that enough. So please make sure you stay passionate about the sport that you love, or art, or horseback riding, or whatever it is. Stay passionate about it because it's going to help get you through some tough times that you're bound to have. For us, unfortunately, we're going to have some tougher times than some of the other kids, but that's okay because we're built a little different. And I got to figure this out through golf. Golf's a very difficult game. No one has ever mastered the game of golf, not even Tiger Woods. and no one will ever master it. But the one thing I discovered about golf is that we all do golf a little differently. There's not one way to do it. There's not one way to grip a golf club. There's not one way to make a backswing. There's not one way to make a downswing. There's not one way to set up. You can be right-handed, you can be left-handed. You can do a bunch of different things, and it's okay as long as the ball goes where you want it to. You can do all these things different. I was fortunate enough where I got a college scholarship to go play college golf. And At one point in time, I was concerned that I wouldn't graduate high school, but I did with a lot of help. I had a lot of help from my parents. I had help from my friends. I ended up graduating high school. I'd done very well playing high school golf and got a college scholarship to play college golf. I go to college, and college was a little different. College, you've got big classes, and I was very nervous. I was very scared in these big classes. It scared me. And it took a little while to adjust. But I finally adjusted because I asked for help. I wasn't ashamed to say I need assistance. And I was fortunate enough where I was an athlete. Not everyone gets this, but I was an athlete, and when you say help, they come running. And it's a very different deal. When you're a normal student, sometimes you have to make more noise than just I need help, okay? I was very fortunate I could say I need help, and a lot of people were there to help me get through it. So I can't thank those people enough. After college, I tried to play golf for a while professionally. I'm still a golf pro. I played professional golf for 3.5 years and really fell in love with it. Loved playing professional golf, won some tournaments, enjoyed doing that. But what was funny is I was on the road and I would travel with people to split costs. And I started helping them with their golf swings, with their golf games. And I would not play so well one week, but I had just helped my buddy, and he's tied for 5th or something, has a top 5. And I was more excited about the way he played than I was upset about the way I played. And so I was talking to my dad one night, and I said, God, you know, Dad, I think I like this teaching golf thing. And he says, really? What about playing? I said, well, I still love to play. I said, but golf's been so good to me. I got to play in high school. I got my college paid for. I got to play professional golf at a fairly high level. I actually won some trophies here and there, and a little bit of money. And I said, I think I've gotten what I need out of it for me. I said, what I'd like to do is turn around and help people get what they want out of their golf game. If I could figure that out, that's what I'd like to do. So I went off to teaching golf, and in teaching golf, again, like I said, there's millions of ways to play golf, and they're all okay as long as it makes the golf ball do what you want it to do. And I went around and I called up the best teachers in the world, and I'd go travel and I'd go sit with them and I'd watch them teach, and I'd video their lessons, and I'd watch the lessons when I got home. I'd ask them questions. I'd have them watch me teach, critique my golf lessons, tell me what I did good, tell me what I did bad, how can I improve, did I make a mistake here, did I not understand this? They helped guide me along the way to become a great instructor. And I've been very fortunate, to build these relationships and continue them to this day. I still talk to these folks that have helped me, a Jim Hardy, a Butch Harmon. They've helped me tremendously, teach me how to help people. And so I got kind of turned loose on the golf world, trying to help people improve their golf games. And what I discovered with being dyslexic, because there are gifts with it, and I hope you all start to understand that. Some of you might be too young right now, but I hope you start to understand that there's some things that you can do that other people cannot do. And the beauty of what I do for a living is I can visualize 3 dimensions in my head. I can see a golf swing from any angle in my head, what's gone on, why this has happened, why that's occurred, and I can fix it. I can see it all in my head. Other people can't. Other instructors need video cameras and they draw lines. I don't own a video camera. I don't need it because I can see it. And that makes me very different from everyone else that's out there. There's actually a machine, there's a device, a Doppler device, this is more for your parents, called a TrackMan. And it measures a golf ball. And at the PGA show every year, people hit and it reads these numbers. How quick the club moved through the ball, how much backspin was on it, how much side spin. And it prints off this thing on this computer screen of all these numbers. When I look at that screen, it just makes me sick. I don't want to pay any attention to the screen. But what I do is I spit out the numbers faster than the machine does. I beat it every single time. And that's the beauty of my dyslexia. The other part that makes it great for instructing is I don't believe everyone learns the same. I don't believe that there's one way to do it. There are many ways to do it. So it's interesting when I have somebody in a one-on-one situation, I get to pick their brain. I get to figure out what's going to make them learn the best, and it's just the student and me, and I can give them the information the way they need it. Whether I show them pictures, whether I help them swing for them, whether I explain it clearly for them, whether I use examples like, you want to chop your right hand down. Can you see I'm chopping? Whatever it is that kind of clicks with them, I get to find that thing that makes them work. Because what works for them may not work for me, and vice versa. And that's okay. But when you're a little different, like I am, I expect that everyone else is also a little different. So I don't expect them to learn golf the way I did. I expect myself to figure out what's going to make them learn golf. How can I help them the way they need it? That's how I go about it. And it's helped me tremendously. It's given me a great career. I don't have to be around many computers, which makes me happy. Do you guys like computers?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys do? That's pretty cool. I was petrified of them. So I'm glad you guys like them. I'm still a little scared of computers. Fortunately, my wife does all the computer stuff for me. Remember, I was told I couldn't play a small ball sport. That people, when I grew up, people that are dyslexic, they said, this is not good for you. Are you kidding me? Because I'm pretty good at it. So it's kind of nice sometimes you get told it's going to be hard or difficult, and you get to go do it anyway. And that's one of my favorite things in life. I can't say enough about that. That I was not going to be able to play a small ball sport. That wasn't going to happen for me. And so it's nice that I've actually found a way to figure that out. It's helped me so much in life. It's given me confidence to do things that I ordinarily wouldn't do. I have a website. I stand in front of people. I talk all day long, which was scary for me at first. I get to do it now. But sometimes you get to overcome things. It makes you stronger for it. Kind of funny on a side note, how many of you are straight A students? You have any straight A students here? Anybody close?
I'm close.
You're pretty close. There you go. There you go. My grandfather started a company about 60 years ago. And he bought a bumper plant. Cars used to have bumpers on them, big shiny silver bumpers. And he turned this bumper plant into the largest metal finishing company in the world. And it's called Lincoln. It was Lincoln Plating, now it's called Lincoln Industries. And all the stuff that's chrome. You guys see a Harley Davidson motorcycle? You guys like those? You see the stuff that's chrome, the shiny metal on it? They do all that. They do stuff for NASA, all kinds of different things. But my granddad was funny. He didn't have a college degree. And he told me, he said, Shane, I never hire straight A students. And I said, what do you mean you don't hire straight A students? Aren't they the ones you want? They're the smart ones. And he says, I don't think they have to work that hard. He says, they're not used to really digging deep and working really, really hard for what they want. He goes, sometimes it comes a little too easy for them. He says, I want the C student I know has worked their tail off, because when they come work for me, they're going to work their tail off still. And I thought that was kind of funny. And and until he passed away, he lived by that. Everybody he hired, I swear, was a C student. Everybody. Kind of a very different deal. All right, guys. I enjoyed being here. Thank you all so much.
We have something for you. All right, kids, don't leave just yet. So we have something for you. Who wants to help me present him with this?
I'll do it.
All right, come on up. Everybody.
Can I say one thing real quick? Y'all ready for school to start?
No. Yes.
No.
Yeah?
No.
There's some no's, there's some yeses. Who's got a goal this year for school?
No.
Who's got a goal? Anyone have a goal? What's your favorite subject? Favorite subject? Social studies?
Yeah.
You too?
Math.
Math?
Science.
Science? Okay, can you all make me a promise? And I'm going to check, I'm going to find out. So your favorite subject, can we all try to get A's in our favorite subject this year?
Yes.
Can we all try to do that? Does that sound fair? Why not, right?
I've always had A's in every subject except language arts.
That's pretty good though. Way to go. That's pretty good. So have some fun this year at school. Y'all enjoy your friends, have a great time, and make sure when it's time to ask for help, you ask for help. It's okay to do that. Don't forget that.
All right, so we have some things we want to give to you. Okay, everybody put your hands on this. You can hand it to him. Everybody, this is the Dyslexia Buddy Network Award of Excellence.
Thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys.
And for all of our speakers, we have a certificate of appreciation. And one of the things that we do before we send you home with it is we have all the kids sign it and put stickers on it. So here you go, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.